You know, I find it crazy that the Nintendo Switch, the console that a lot of people thought was gonna fail, passed the Wii in sales. What's even more crazy is that they still have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which that alone will push a ton of Nintendo Switch consoles. But then you add Metroid Prime 4, Bayonneta 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and even rumored Nintendo Switch games like the new 3D Donkey Kong, and the new Fire Emblem game, Xenoblade 3 potentially, and that doesn't even count other games that we don't even know about. 2023 through 2024 for Nintendo is gonna be one wild ride for us Nintendo fans, and I'm all here for it. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-Chancho, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not. In this video, we are going to talk about Nate hates Nintendo Switch leaks, as some people seem to be calling them, but in reality, it's just him speculating. With that being said, as always, consider these fake, or in this case, consider them predictions rather than actual Nintendo leaks. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. The more you guys leave those comments, the more YouTube pushes it in the algorithm, which means I can spend more time on new animations for the show. And if you want to follow me on Twitter and help me reach my goal of 800 followers, you can follow me at RoboRob93. Without further delay, let's continue with the video. So Nintendo is in a pretty interesting spot right now, something that we haven't seen since the 3DS and the Wii, which recently Nintendo has passed the Wii in sales, which is huge. Then you factor in that the Switch is still selling very well. I mean, heck, even Mario Kart 8 is still selling very well on the Nintendo Switch, and that was a port of the game from the Wii U. That's crazy. But what's even more crazy is all the rumors and Nintendo leaks sprouting up recently. One of the more notable ones among all the Nintendo leakers is Nate the Hate, who says quite a lot, with the first one being on Breath of the Wild 2. This is what he thinks. Nate believes that Nintendo will do a launch to the sequel to Breath of the Wild towards the end of 2022. However, he thinks it is possible that the release could be postponed eternally to the beginning of next year. Especially when a new Mario game comes out, it could mean 2023 for Link. So this is something that I think a lot of us have been thinking about recently, that the sequel to Breath of the Wild 1 will release later this year towards the end of 2022, and if not, into 2023. As I said, Nintendo is in a very good spot right now, so it's not like they're rushing to release content for the Nintendo Switch. Moving on, he talks about the Zelda games as well. Now the Zelda games are something that I want, and a lot of you guys want too, for many reasons, but I do know there are some people who say they don't even want these ports or they don't need them. But I think for those who say that they don't need them, they need to think of the younger crowd, or people who don't have a lot of money, or even the younger crowd who doesn't have a lot of money and can't buy a Wii U or a GameCube or even a PC. Which is why I'm pretty happy with Nate the Hate's predictions on this, and this is what he said. The Zelda Remasters. Remember the rumors surrounding remasters of Zelda titles like The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess? These are reinforced by Nate Hate. The insider believes that these games are ready on Nintendo's desk and ready to be released at any time, especially if the success of Breath of the Wild doesn't appear in 2022. Nate believes in the release of one or more Zelda classics. Now, if they are ready, I'm betting that Nintendo is waiting to see if Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be delayed or not, which is probably why we didn't get a release date for Breath of the Wild 2, but we got a release window. Now, early prediction for myself on what I think is going to happen, I can see Nintendo delaying Breath of the Wild 2 into 2023 and using the Zelda ports of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess to bridge a gap between whatever they're going to be doing for the release date of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. That was a mouthful. Now, assuming that you're still interested in the Legend of Zelda and are thinking, how the heck did they treat the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary like it's just some small franchise and give Mario for his 35th everything? Click the top right corner to learn why I think they did this, and if not, let's move on to the next one, which is Donkey Kong, and this is what his prediction said. A new Donkey Kong is said to be in development. Nate the Hate heard it too, but he doesn't know much more, not even whether it's gonna be 2D or 3D. In any case, he does not believe that the platformer will be released this year, even though there are already rumors of a release for the 40th birthday. So if you guys are wondering what the heck this new Donkey Kong could be, there are a ton of rumors going around right now. One of them is that the Mario Odyssey team is going to be doing a 3D Donkey Kong game. Though according to Nintendo Life's sources, they say that it's going to be a 2D game and not a 3D game. Now, interestingly enough, it seems that Kirby and the Forgotten Land is also getting a Mario-esque game. So that Nintendo leak for new Mario with all of those games was partially real. Video in the top right corner if you're interested. But anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. My point here is that giving Donkey Kong a Mario Odyssey makeover would be so freaking glorious. While I do enjoy the 2D games like Tropical Freeze, I would like to see Donkey Kong do something different and do something big and amazing and as big and grand as Mario Odyssey. Moving on, let's talk about more of the Pokemon side of things. So this is what his prediction said. Pokemon Let's Go 2. This is probably more of a hunch than an informed prediction. The insider expects another Pokemon game by the end of the year, however he's not quite sure what exactly it will be. His tip is a successor to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. It is possible that Detective Pikachu games are also in the making. Now for longtime followers of the channel, this probably sounds very familiar to you. You remember New Mario, another Nintendo leaker who was correct about the Kirby release date, also said Pokemon Let's Go 2 is coming, as well as another Detective Pikachu game, so it's already out there, so the fact that he's also hearing the same thing is very interesting. Now making a sequel to Pokemon Let's Go makes a lot of sense. The original one sold pretty well with 12.83 million units, which is pretty good. It's about half of Pokemon Sword and Shield, so it's no small number, and there's obviously an install base for this series, so it makes a lot of sense to make a sequel of it. Oh, and by the way guys, update on those cookie comments. We have 2 comments that are potentially inappropriate, which pretty much confirms that YouTube doesn't like cookies, so if you've reached this part of the video, I want to say thanks, and here is a cookie. Make sure you put the cookie emoji at the beginning of your comment if you reach this part of the video. Now, one of the games that we have covered in the past on here is the Fire Emblem rumors of the Fire Emblem remake. This has popped up a lot in my past videos, but now it's rumored that this isn't the case. We are getting a full new Fire Emblem game. Fire Emblem Three Houses sequel. No, this is not a Fire Emblem SNES remake, but a completely new offshoot of the Three Houses makers. The strategy game should come this year according to the forecast in July or August, and push the launch to a remake to 2023. We are promised new gameplay mechanics and better use of the graphics engine. So interestingly enough, the remake for the SNES Fire Emblems game is still gonna happen, but it's gonna be pushed into 2023, which is good because I am a huge RPG fan and another remake is all welcomed for me personally. I don't know about you guys. The more the merrier, I guess. And in my opinion, this does make a lot more sense than having a remake first. You already have this IP that already helped push Fire Emblem back into the light, along with the mobile app of course, but Three Houses gave it another nudge. Now when talking about Metroid Prime, he says that Metroid Prime 4 is still in gaming limbo, but Nintendo could bring HD remasters of the Metroid Prime trilogy to the Nintendo Switch, and that's really all it says here. The next one is a bit disappointing for me personally because I love the first Mario Rabbids game. These games are really cool and something way different than you usually get from these Nintendo offshoot games. Unfortunately, we may need to wait a little bit longer for this game because it seems that there is a good chance that this game is going to come out in 2023 instead. As we know, the bug is still here, still making things difficult for devs and production, so it's no surprise that this would happen to at least some of the games. Along with Mario Rabbids 2, it seemed that there was an internal delay for Xenoblade 3. Now, according to Nate the Hate, he says it's because optimization issues for this game are happening. One thing that we have heard in the past is that this game is aiming to do a lot more than past Xenoblade games, having more things happening on screen, more AI, more enemies, and so on. So optimization issues are something that I could believe happened during development of Xenoblade 3. Now, I'm no dev, but I'm pretty sure having more things happening on screen and more characters would be more taxing on this game. Now, he does say the title could be revealed in the first half of 2022, so there is still some hope to see something from this game, but as release-wise, it seems that we're going to be having to wait a little bit longer. Now, aside from what Nate the Hate says, there are some things that have popped up that gave us some hints as to the story and placing of the game. Click the top right corner of this video if you want to find out about that. Next up, we have the next 3D Mario, which he says is a long shot, so keep that in mind when hearing this. This is the long shot of the podcast, i.e. the most daring thesis. The thought is by the end of the year, the Mario movie, I don't know why I said the end of the year like Mario, that was weird. The thought is by the end of the year, the Mario movie starring Chris Pratt will be in theaters and could be accompanied by the sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, and Odyssey 2, a completely new part that's in the stars and probably also depends on another game. So this is something that I could see happening and could see Nintendo doing. This has been happening quite a lot with a lot of these movies. If you guys remember when we got the reveal for the new Sonic trailer, we also got a Sonic movie trailer as well. Not to mention for the new Resident Evil, when we had that stream for all the Resident Evil stuff, we also had a new trailer for the Resident Evil movie, if I recall. And last but not least, we have Mario Kart, something that a lot of people are really excited for. So this is what Nate the Hate thinks will happen with Mario Kart. Nate the Hate also comments on a new Mario Kart. It will come, he is sure of it, but he expects the racing game, which will offer a new twist, to be more likely in 2023. As a new Switch hardware appears, the title, similar to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, will be re-released as a complete version. And you know what? That actually does make a lot of sense. Mario Kart 8 is still selling very well, so why wouldn't Nintendo throw that on the next Nintendo hardware? It's a no-brainer, especially if it's going to be the complete edition. Now, if you want to learn more about Mario Kart, click the top right corner of this video. I'm sure a lot of you guys are just annoyed at hearing that, but if you're interested in Mario Kart, click that top right corner and you'll be brought to that video. It's a pretty good video. Overall, this is some pretty interesting predictions or educated guesses. I find it hard to call it leaks since he did call it predictions in his title, but some of this stuff you would need inside knowledge to know, so I guess it's kind of leaks, but kind of educated guesses. Now, Zippo, another Nintendo leaker, has come out and said some things as well, which will be my next video, so make sure you have that notification bell on for that. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.